Hey guys, so today we're going to do 3.5, solving absolute value equations. Absolute value is one of your vocabulary words. Let's highlight the learning target first. I can solve absolute value one variable equations. So one variable meaning maybe we have two x's, but we only have x's. We don't have x's and y's. Okay. But before we really get into solving them, let's talk about absolute value because it's probably been a minute. Absolute value is represented by these bars. You'll hear me call them the bars a lot because that's what they are. Absolute value is the distance a number is from 0. So if I look at 5, I see that that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps from 0. That is absolute value. Distance can't be negative. So distance is always positive. So if I have the absolute value of negative 145, that is just 145. Absolute value of 56 is 56 because negative 145 is 145 steps from 0. So because of that definition, we always have two numbers that have that absolute value. So let me show you what I mean. Because you're going to get questions that look something like this. Absolute value of x equals 7. What could I put in for x to make the answer be 7? And the answer is, well, I could put 7 in. Well, because 7 is 7 steps from 0. Or I could start at negative 7. Negative 7 is also 7 steps from 0. Okay. I could do this with any number. I could do this all day long. Okay. If I said the absolute value of x equals 1, what would you say? You would say, well, negative 1 is 1 step from 0 and 1 is 1 step from 0. So either of them could be the answer. X could be 1 or x could be negative 1. This creates a little bit of a rift when we're solving equations that look a bit more like this. Because I could get the answer, because I will always have two answers. So let me show you how this works. Here's how you will do your homework. Step 1 is I need to isolate the absolute value expression. So the absolute value expression is the bars, bar to bar. I need to get everything around it gone, which would be my 2 and my 9. We always get rid of the constant term first. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides. And then I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. And that 2 cancels out the other 2, and I'm left with 4y minus 8 equals 8. So that's step 1. Step 2 is where it gets a little silly. Remember, when I have a variable inside my bars, I can get 2 answers. So I need to account for that. How we're going to do that is we are going to rewrite the expression twice. So 4y minus 8 4y minus 8. And remember, I could get positive 1 up here, or I could get negative 1. I currently have equals 8. So that means I could get positive 8, or I could get negative 8. I need to account for both. I need to find the answer to both. So that's why I rewrote the expression twice, the expression being this part. And then I set it equal to the number it was, right? Because 8 is 8 steps from 0. And I set it equal to negative 8 because negative 8 is also 8 steps from 0. And then from here, step 3 is I need to solve them both to get 2 separate answers. So now it's our normal, we know and love 2-step equations. And I get y equals 4. And I also get not dividing by y. I also get y equals 0. You don't get to just pick your favorite. Both answers go into Delta Math. Okay, let's try it out one more time, or a few more times. Okay. Step 1 is I need to get this piece by itself. I'm going to rewrite it over here so that I have more room. So I'm going to minus 6 from both sides. Notice that negative still has to drop down because I haven't done anything with it. Don't lose it. That negative is a negative 1. So I need to divide by negative 1 on both sides. What that does is it just changes the sign. So my negative 2 is going to become a positive 2. And then from here, hopefully you have a little bit more room because I ran out of room. I'm going to rewrite my expression twice. And I'm going to set 1 equal to positive 2. And I'm going to set 1 equal to negative 2 because this, not just the 6, this whole thing can make 2 different answers. And remember, 2 is 2 steps from 0, and negative 2 is 2 steps from 0. So I need to solve for both. When I do that, well, I'll pause and I'll show the work. Be right back. Okay, there's my work. I got negative 4/5 or x equals negative 8/5. Notice I just wrote or. This is not how it'll go into Delta Math. Please watch where I go. That plus button. That's how you're going to add answers into Delta Math. So you want this one, you want to hit plus, and then you want to write that one. Okay, so that is how you'll get both answers into Delta Math. Okay, I'm going to write these ones super fast. You check for yourself, make sure you're doing it right. Okay, here's the last 2. Okay, notice we can get fractions. I highly recommend always writing it as a fraction. As fraction if needed, because sometimes you'll get fractions that are over 3. Remember, 2/3, if you plug that in your calculator, is 0.66666 forever and ever and ever, which you can't write 0.666 forever and ever. So I always recommend writing these as a fraction. If needed, if it's a whole number, obviously keep it a whole number. Okay, but there's my work, and those are what I got for the answers. Okay, If you have any questions, or please try out the homework. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much.